Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and here on this channel I make crystal videos, spiritual videos, fun vlogs, and lots more. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, be sure to subscribe. I've been trying to post every week. I've gotten in a bit of a unproductive, burnt out rut for the past few weeks after Tucson. But I'm starting to get back into it. I'm feeling motivated and inspired to post every week again. So today's another crystal chat video where I do a bit of a deep dive into one specific crystal and share all of its geologic properties, spiritual properties, how to detect fakes, and more. So far in this series, we've talked about two really common crystals, which are amethyst and citrine. But today I have a bit of a more uncommon and rare crystal to talk about with you today. I actually just brought this crystal to my shop for the first time ever recently. I got it at the Tucson Gem Show. I've been looking for it for quite a while and I finally found some. And that crystal is Thulite. So let's get into it. I'm wearing my Thulite pendant, which is available on my website, and Thulite bracelet, also available. So Thulite was first discovered in Norway in 1820, and it is named after the mythical island of Thule. Thulite is a pink variety of the mineral zoisite. I think that's how it's pronounced. It's one of those ones that I don't know. It is sometimes referred to as rosaline, but I've personally never heard it called that. Thulite gets its unique pink color from manganese in the crystal structure, and it is formed from metamorphism. You'll often see Thulite with white bands of quartz or calcite within, and it has a hardness level of 6 to 6.5. Something I don't see talked about very often in regards to Thulite is its close association with the mineral piemontite. While Thulite can vary in color due to various amounts of manganese in the crystal, it can vary from like a light pink to a darker red. It's often a very peachy pink. If you can see on the pendant, that's a very typical color for Thulite. But a lot of Thulite on the market is seen with some darker red spots, and this is actually a mineral called piemontite. While researching, I saw it was said that a lot of the Thulite on the market with this darker red coloring is actually majority piemontite and not very much Thulite at all. But I didn't see any like concrete results from testing to back this up, so I'm not entirely sure. But it does appear, if you look up piemontite, that is definitely the mineral that is within Thulite. Hard to say without any testing being done exactly what the amounts of piemontite and Thulite are in the majority of the pieces on the market. But I think it's safe to say that these two minerals are very often found together. Now, when I was looking up what piemontite is and what makes it different from Thulite, I was seeing a lot of conflicting and confusing information on what piemontite is. So I will do my best to explain it very simply. Thulite and piemontite are both calcium aluminum silicate minerals, but they vary in their crystal structure. So they crystallize in different ways. Like I said, Thulite is a zoisite mineral, whereas piemontite is a clinozoisite. Again, these are very similar minerals, and I believe they have the same chemical formula, but the difference is in the way they crystallize. Like Thulite, piemontite also has a hardness of 6 to 6.5, and it has manganese in its crystal structure, giving it that pinkish red color. Piemontite is also a part of the epidote mineral group. So piemontite is also found in Norway. It is found alongside and intermixed with Thulite. Rocks with high amounts of piemontite are also found with high amounts of quartz, therefore it is called piemontite quartzite. This piemontite quartzite is pretty easy to distinguish from Thulite because Thulite is much more pink overall, whereas the piemontite is red with a lot more quartz in it. It has a totally different look to it. I'll insert some pictures so you can see what I mean. I don't really see piemontite as a thing that is commonly on the market, so I don't think this is something you need to worry about if you're looking to purchase Thulite. The Thulite I see on the market has varying amounts of Thulite, piemontite, quartz, calcite, and other minerals such as micas. Like I said, Thulite does vary from like a light pink to a darker red color, so it's kind of hard to see where the line is between thulite and piemontite without more testing being done on the specific specimens. This whole combination of minerals is just what is known as thulite on the market. I don't think it's anything to like be on the lookout for or be cautious of. It's just interesting to know what minerals are all combined into the crystal that we know as thulite. So now on to the localities of thulite. The vast majority of thulite is found in Norway. If you go to Norway, you can actually get a permit to hike up and go mine your own thulite. The location is pretty remote and hard to get to, so miners come in and take the material out through helicopter. Apparently there are small amounts of thulite found within the US, New Zealand, and parts of Africa, but there's not very much information about these alleged deposits, and it's definitely not the stuff that you'll see on the market. North Carolina is a known location of thulite. However, it's not the same genuine thulite as you find in Norway. This US deposit of thulite is actually this variety of clinothulite, which is a variety of clinozoisite, which we mentioned earlier. However, these two minerals, the zoisite and the clinozoisite, are very, very similar in structure and looks. So it's not like this is a fake. I don't think it's really wrong or mislabeling to say that this is thulite, but I think it is important to notice the distinction and know where your thulite is coming from. The deposits from the US are noticeably lighter in color. So to care for your thulite, like I said, it is a 6 to a 6.5 on the Mohs hardness scale, which it goes from 1 to 10, with 10 being the hardest. It's not a particularly soft mineral, but it still is subject to getting scratched by minerals like quartz that are harder. Thulite can be cleansed in water. However, I never recommend drinking water that has had a crystal soaking in it, but putting your crystal in water will not damage it. However, thulite should be kept out of sunlight as it can fade its color. As I did in my last crystal chat video, I took to Etsy to see what I could find on the market in regards to thulite and if there were any fakes that I should warn you to look out for. Fortunately, from what I've seen on Etsy, most of the thulite on the market is genuine thulite. I didn't see any glaring fakes to look out for. Most of it appeared to be your standard, typical thulite from Norway, although I did see a couple of outliers that I would like to mention. I saw a couple pieces of this lighter material that was labeled as thulite. One seller did call it US thulite, and this is not a material I had ever seen before, so I'm pretty sure that this is the North Carolina or thulite from the US. It definitely does not look at all like the Norwegian thulite, but I don't know enough about it to say that this is a fake. I'm pretty sure this is what the deposit from the US looks like. So if you know anything more about that, please comment down below because I would love to learn more about it. There's really not much out there about thulite. The only thing I really found to be suspect in my Etsy searches were some of the beads. Some of the beads looked a little too gemmy. They almost looked like rhodonite to me. Now it definitely could be thulite or piemontite, but they did look a little bit suspiciously gemmy. I'll show an example of beads that I'm 100% sure are thulite versus beads that I'm a little bit questioning. I did also see a couple of listings that potentially looked like piemontite as opposed to thulite. These stood out to me because they were suspiciously red and they didn't have the same texture patterning that thulite has. There wasn't any pink within them. And the crystal structure just looks a little different than the most thulite that I see. I could be wrong and this could just maybe be a lower quality thulite, but I would look out for that. Lower quality thulite is darker in color or a more muted color as opposed to that bright pink. Lower quality pieces will also include more calcite or quartz and may even have brown spots. Here's some photos of some great quality thulite that I found on Etsy. This is what I would consider to be standard, good quality. With thulite, it doesn't really vary that much, so even like lower quality, it's kind of all the same. There isn't much variation. One thing to look out for when shopping for thulite is it's going to be expensive. Whether it's the Norwegian kind or from the US, It all seems to be pretty high in price, and that's pretty standard, especially due to its difficulty to mine and its remote location. I also don't ever really see any large pieces of thulite. It's commonly in smaller pieces like tumbles, small palm stones, jewelry, or hearts. I've seen some spheres in like bigger towers, but they are hard to find. I was looking for them for my shop this year in the Tucson Gem Show. I only was able to find the hearts that I got for the shop. I wasn't able to find any spheres or towers. Here's an example of thulite from my personal collection. This piece is from Soul Body Gems, my absolute favorite crystal shop. This piece was $38, so that's like a standard price for thulite. This is a really good quality piece, has nice color variation. You can see the red spots. You can see the calcite quartz banding in there. This is a very nice quality, typical thulite. Here are some examples of hearts from my shop. This one is a more thoroughly pink, lighter colored piece. And here's an example of a piece that's gonna have more of that piemontite within it, more darker red. Now for the spiritual properties of thulite. I was really impressed with this stone when I was looking it up. It made me just want to wear it all day long with all of the amazing things it can do for you. Thulite is associated mostly with the heart, throat, and third eye chakras. It is a stone of joy, love, compassion, and it reminds us that we deserve happiness. Isn't that lovely? It promotes spontaneity, creativity, and adventure, and is great for confidence, passion, self-expression. Thulite is a great stone to keep with you if you have a presentation to do, or if you're socializing. It is great for expressing yourself articulately. It helps you to work past your limiting beliefs and overcome a defeated attitude. It promotes a loving and optimistic outlook on life. It helps us to remove negative energies and emotions, including guilt, shame, and negative, harmful habits that we may have. Thulite really helps us understand ourselves, others, and the universe. It helps us to understand why certain things in the past have happened, why they unfolded that way, and allows us to be at peace with these things that have happened and decisions that we've made. It is a great stone for love and compassion. It promotes self-love and aids in healing from past negative experiences and relationships. Working with thulite may bring up these negative past experiences up to the surface so that we can truly confront them, deal with them, and move on from them once and for all. Thulite encourages us to move forward and heal our inner demons. I'm sure we could all use a little bit of that. So that's all I have today for thulite. I'm sure this video is going to be a lot shorter than my other crystal chat videos because thulite is just such an uncommon mineral and there's not very much out there about it. So if you have any more information to add to the thulite conversation, be sure to comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts and knowledge, and I'm sure everyone reading the comments would like to know some more too. But I hope you enjoyed learning about this more uncommon crystal with me today. Let me know which crystal you'd like to see me talk about next, and if you prefer me to talk about more common ones like amethyst, or if you'd like me to look into more rare crystals. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to see more weekly videos from me just like this. Also, check out my crystal shop, cosmicgeology.com, and you can use code YouTube for a discount on any order. I do currently have thulite in my shop. At the time of filming this, I have the hearts that I showed you, the bracelets, the pendant, and tumbles. And I just finished my thulite painting, so I will have that original painting and prints available as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Hello, baby. Hello. Someone missed filming. Are you cute? Are you cute?